Dave McClellan throwback patches from the early 1970s. Well, Amanda Busick has her own throwback going on in the pits, and I think you're going to recognize it.
There's a lot at stake for Brittany Force this Monday at the U.S. Nationals. One, she's trying to race her way into the countdown. Also, performance here today can dictate where you position yourself in the countdown. What of those two can you control?
Well, right now our focus is getting past first round. You know, we've had a really great weekend. We qualified one with Chevy accessories, and this entire team, very proud of them. We picked up bonus points, but now our first goal is getting past first round. We were number one looking for the best ladder, and we end up with a Coletta car first round out. So it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Conditions are great, so we'll see if we can step it up.
Chevrolet Accessories Top Fuel Dragster, the #1 qualifier on the right side. And number 16, Sean Langdon. The Applied Innovation RevChem Composites machine making its way back. Jordan, these guys have a tough order to fill here. Can they do it?
They definitely have a tough order to fill, and I talked to Sean Langdon this morning, and he told me that he only cares about his team, and by his team, I mean the entire Coletta camp. They have the opportunity to overtake Doug and go to #1 in the points here this weekend, and ideally, he told me they would like to go in #1 and #2, but because Doug did not make it, he has to do his job and take out every other competitor to them.
Well, for Sean Langdon and his team, they're going to refer to the last time they encountered these conditions when the track temperature was 85 degrees, when the temperature was about 62 degrees. But this car, you cannot disregard the number 16 qualifying position. It can get down.
The reality is for Brittany Force, the outlook of the rest of her season hinges on this run. It hinges on this reaction time. It hinges on traction to the end of the finish line of this pass. If she goes out in round one, it may all be for naught. Langdon is out, but here comes Brittany at the stripe. Wind light on for Brittany Force. 370 outruns a 372, and that was raw muscle. 30 inches of finish line stripe advantage for Brittany. Sean Langdon got out of the blocks first.
Precisely why this is the ultimate contest of acceleration. It was Brittany Force second off the line, behind early in the race, and thank goodness for the old horsepower provided to her by her team, by her tuner. It was a costly mistake, rather a costly explosion at the track, but they say they run pretty hard before they blow up, and for Brittany Force, it was just enough for her to drive around Sean Langdon.
A 998.5-foot tune-up got that car to the finish line, and its tongue is hanging out and its blower belt flying through the air. But for Brittany Force, the most significant round win she has had all year, and look at that. That is stunning.
That's a massive fireball right there. It's engine damage, supercharger. There's a lot on that engine, rather a lot on the car that's going to have to be replaced between rounds. You can see that condensation trail coming off of the wing, but right now what's allowing these cars to make so much more power is the humidity is less than 0.5% of what it's been all week, rather less than half of what it's been all weekend.
The safety safari tends to the remains of Brittany Force's completely vaporized engine. Lower banging Brittany Force is at the top end with Amanda.
Brittany, you stressed the importance of this round one matchup here this morning. You will advance to the next rounds for the countdown. What is the relief now?
Just getting past that first round. First round's always tough. Doesn't matter what situation you're in. This one, obviously a lot on the line, trying to get into this countdown. You have a Coletta car in the lane next to you. We've done well, and we always seem to struggle on race day. So that first round, seeing that win light was such a relief, but we're not done yet. We have more for this Chevrolet accessory team.
And one more still look there as the engine just completely engulfed in flame. You know, an astronaut in the space station. It's pretty great to be able to check in with these guys. It is now Brittany Force and Tony Schumacher's turn to tango here in the second round of Top Fuel. The Leatherwood Distillery car in the left lane. The Chevrolet Accessories car across the racetrack. If Brittany Force wins this round, it will clinch her into the countdown to the championship.
Well, for Tony Schumacher, he is here because of his ability on the starting line. He had a slower car. He advanced himself into this round, and their performance is only a few hundredths of a second off of what Brittany Force ran in the first round. So while Tony Schumacher's close, it almost seems like they have to stay on track with how that car performed and hope that Brittany's car, and her tuner rather, has slowed that car down just to adjust for the increase in temperature.
And Brittany powers to the finish line stripe and picks up a critical round victory, 377.9, 331.36 miles per hour, 379.2 at 329. I should clarify one thing. If Josh Hart loses this round, that would lock Brittany in, but she's done herself a grand favor here.
Well, Brittany Force very good on the starting line, very good on the track. Clearly a distraction for Tony Schumacher. Doesn't happen that often, but when a driver rolls into pre-stage and to stage the car, you cannot blink. A lot of times what slows a car, or rather a driver, down is his anticipation. If his mental state says to go, his foot, he catches his foot coming down, he could instantly pull back, and when that tree counts down, he finds himself in a very tough position.
Was 20 green, and at the finish line stripe, it is still Clay Millican. 375.3 is Hart's car. Faltered 4.11. Brittany clinches her shot into the countdown. You can see physical relief washing over this team. Watch Brittany Force, and look at that. The deep breath, a pat on the back. They go on to the next round, and we go to Amanda.
Brittany, I heard David Grumman at the starting line saying if we focus on our short-term goals, the long-term will just happen. How true is that statement?
It's so true. You know, we've been working so hard all season long, and it's been a roller coaster. It's been ups and downs all season long, and we want a shot at this championship. And to be sitting there, 10th in position, coming into this weekend, we know what's on the line. It's super. It's been a crazy, emotional year. So to be able to lock it up here, the final race, we're in the hunt for the countdown. I'm very proud of the Chevrolet team, Monster Energy, all of our sponsors, Cornwall Tools. I'm just excited to be here, and we're not done. We still have more racing to do.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Awesome. Thank you.
This team becomes instantly more dangerous because now they have hope.
As big as you can.
And now let's take a look at our competition ladder. Tony, we're down to 4 cars at this 70th running of the Toyota US Nationals in Top Fuel. And they are the number 13 qualifier, Clay Millican, who will meet Brittany Force and have lane choice. And it will be Stewart and Torrance on the other side.
And no surprises here. These are all drivers that we would fully expect.
The scene here at the Toyota autograph session that happened earlier this week. The scope of the U.S. Nationals is almost incomprehensible when it comes to drag races. As I mentioned earlier, this event began at 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning with over 900 competitors racing until 10 and 11 p.m. at night every single evening. The drivers have been pushed to their limits, even the pro drivers, over the course of the 5 qualifying sessions, and all their duties outside the cars are stressed, and you can hear it in their voices. 3 of the 4 semifinalists in Top Fuel have never won the U.S. Nationals. We're about to find out who will make the final round here at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. In this first side-by-side contest, it will be Clay Millican, the Denso onboard camera, taking on Brittany Force. You know, Jordan, Brittany Force in the Chevrolet accessories car has never won the U.S. Nationals. Neither is Clay. They're dying for this final round berth.
Well, Brittany Force is definitely going to try to win her first U.S. Nationals today. I walked into her pit before this. I looked at her, and she just gave me a big sigh of relief. I said, is the weight lifted? She goes, oh, it's a big relief for sure. Now we have a chance to go win a championship. We wanted to take one thing at a time. Well, now that's over with. We can focus on what's happening right now, and what's happening right now is the big go.
Yes, now it goes from focusing on simply garnering enough points to qualify for the countdown, which they've done, to winning the race. The Arby's colors again for Clay Millican. Parts Plus across the wing, Arrowhead copper on the mud flaps. The cars come in having run within 2/100ths of each other. Brittany Force, the slower of the 2 cars, but the quicker of the 2 leaves from the last round. Brittany Force smokes the tires. It's Clay Millican going to the final round of the U.S. Nationals. 375 at 332 miles an hour. The Millican team, we've talked about it. They can go from being underdog to King Kong, and they're looking pretty strong here today.
Well, the real Clay Millican, and you got to really give a lot of credit to the team that prepares this car, that assembles the car. Jim Oberhofer that tunes the car, and this is Brittany Force. It appeared that the weight distribution was good initially for Brittany, and just within the first 100 feet of the run, excessive wheel speed starts to break the tires loose. And in the other lane, while Brittany has been really good, she was the #1 qualifier, Clay Millican has really come to life on this day and appears to have the best car going into the final round.
Milliken has the most attempts, starts here among any active top fuel driver that has not won the race. It's his first U.S. Nationals final. It is the 29th of his career, and Tony Stewart is trying to make this final as well. We go back.